Well, if you are thinking about going into the real estate career, let me tell you, as a seasoned professional who has coached many people through the years and run a successful sales team, I have definitely met a lot of agents who have asked me this question almost every week. Kim, I'm thinking about going into the real estate market. What do I need to know before I get started? So in my opinion, there are so many places that this conversation can go, but let me share with you 5 things that I think are super important for you to consider when you're going to venture into, should I start a real estate career and will it be successful? These are just the first 5 things that I think that you should think about. I'm Kim Barber with Kim Barber Group and eXp Realty, and I've helped thousands of owners and agents with real estate since 2004. First thing is money. Might seem trivial, but let me just share, it's such a critical thing. And here's why. Money is both a literal factor as well as a motivation. So if you have the finances to carry your business for a certain amount of months, then that's great. That's what you need to have. Or if you're a solo person and living on one income, or you're a household income, you have multiple people bringing in income, that will influence. So let me share with you some quick insights into that. It's math, right? All of this typically is math. So when you go to be a real estate agent, there's 2 ways to go. One, all in, and you're going to be 100% commission, right? That's not rocket science. Or you're going to go into a corporate, you're going to have a different job, and you're going to start out real estate part-time. Personally, I find that to be difficult. So if you are going to go that route, you have to be very committed, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So let's go back to the math. When I went into real estate, I went all in, and I actually did something which allowed me to bank a lot of money so that I could pay for my bills over a period of time. So add your bills up, look at your income. If you have just yours, well, that might be a 0. Or if you have a partner that is helping to pay the bills, and factor that in. How much money do you have that you can sustain before you get that first check, right? Or do you already have a deal teed up? Either way, know that number. So in the other side of that with money is if you actually don't need to make a lot of money, but maybe you just like real estate, a lot of people I just want to do this for fun. There are a lot of things that come into play when it comes to real estate that can become difficult, right? It's difficult to hear rejection. It's difficult to go generate leads. It's difficult to maintain the list of clients, or what we call the database. And so I don't mean to sound that as a negative, but it's something to consider. So I have had people on my team that come on, and then what I've come to realize is that when they actually don't have to earn an income, getting up every day and getting on the phones and learning becomes a challenge. So make sure that you have enough money, and make sure the motivation is there so that you actually want to push forward to be successful. Number 2, the number 2 thing is getting out and learning the skills, right? And that means that skills and products, right? So you have to be able and be ready to commit to going out and previewing homes and learning what to say and learning negotiations, and be willing to learn the contracts. That's a lot of education, and it's going to take a couple years for you really to become a master. They say 5,000 hours to become a master, or 5 years. And so that's the other thing, is you have to be willing to, ask yourself, am I willing to go out and look at homes? Am I willing to learn new skills so that I can be successful? So the third thing that you need to ask yourself is, can I manage a schedule? Can I have a high demand schedule for maybe a couple years, even longer? So when we call the real estate agents, let's face it, we expect them often to answer the phone all the time, be available on the nights and weekends when other people are available. So how is your schedule? Are you able to have an imbalance maybe for the first few years as your schedule builds and as your inventory builds? Maybe you have some fluctuations, but that's what you need to know, right? And then the other thing is, there's a few levels of commitment. Are you committed? You are growing a brand new business, right? When you're growing a brand new business, there is a lot to learn on the business side. I mean, S Corp, LLC, there's a lot to learn on the products, and there's a lot to learn when it comes to everything I've just mentioned when it comes to the skills, right? Then you have to learn lead generation. Then we have to learn how to do social media. So there's a lot of hours that you're going to put in. And so you need to be really committed to having a lot of hours. And again, that's if you're working a different job and you're adding this into it, you're building a business. And anytime that you build a business, you need more hours. So we have money, we have skills and learning, we have commitment, we have the hours. And the last thing that I think is really important that I also see people struggle with or just don't care and blow it out of the park is rejection, right? In our industry, we are going to deal with rejection, right? It's a numbers game. So if you basically get on the phone and you're cold calling or you're door knocking or you're doing an open house or you're calling internet leads or you're just asking your friends, there are going to be a lot more no's than there are yeses. So the goal would be to increase your skills, increase your conversion, but in order to do that, it can take time. So are you able mentally to deal with rejection? There are some people that are like, I don't care, I don't mind, one no is closer to a yes. And some people are like, I don't want to deal with it. It's not even something that I thought about. So that's just another thing for you to think about as you're going into these. So those are the 5 things that before you even get out of the gate that I think is important to ask yourself. Am I ready for those 5 things? And if you are, I can tell you it is an amazing opportunity. Sky's the limit. You know, anytime that you go into sales and you're going to be your own boss and your own entrepreneur, then you have a ton of opportunity. I've been doing this for 17 and a half years, but I've gone through this and I've seen people and I've coached people through it. So just ask yourself that. And if you're ready for it, then I say go for it. Okay. So again, if you find this helpful, hopefully you'll see some more videos. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to be growing this channel, adding new videos every single week. And so just turn on the notifications so that you get more of this information. And if you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. And I'm going to reach back out to you and see if I can help you out.